Greetings, greetings, greetings. Let's do a sound check to make sure everyone hear me. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? If you can hear me, if you can hear me, if you can hear me, regular. Piece of power. Come in. Hard copies of what? I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Greetings, families. Professor Griff, and of course, this is Arm the Masses right here on Black Power Media. Reloaded. All right. Just want to give a warm greeting to everyone. And hopefully we kind of showing up being the best versions of ourselves today. All right, it's a beautiful thing. So let me just kind of get some things let me just put some things out there in the beginning of before this talk. Um, um, oh, today's subject we're going to be talking about a soldier story. Um, and when I say a soldier story, I mean the soldier within inside of you. All right, not for anyone else, not for me, not yeah. So the soldier within inside of you, whether you spell it the traditional way or spell it the way I spell it, Soul, Jah. All right. Um, and the WIAG in the beginning of this is warriors in a garden. All right. Just in a virtual and physical and esoteric place where we can kind of come together. When I say esoteric, the inner aspects of you, where we can kind of meet. Matter of fact, where you can meet yourself, all right, the new you, the different you, the best you. All right, so all I want to do is help you. Not all I want to do, but I want to be able to go down that path where if what do you call it? If I am challenging you on here, it's not because I'm heady, high-minded, arrogant, or whatever. I'm challenging you, challenging us. I'm challenging you to challenge yourself. I'm not doing the other thing. All right. The other thing, do not clown me about my background. It is in shambles. Packing. So yeah, I got stuff all over the damn place. So just don't mind my background. All right. Um, the guitar is probably one of the last things standing. Um, so yeah. So please, please, please just ignore the back. I was gonna turn off all the lights and just have a light shining in my face because the background was crazy. But yeah, there's no way I can kind of get a picture or a shot without me, not you, without you seeing swords and musical equipment. And but anyway, just don't mind the background. Um, okay, so just kind of packing. So the things. Matter of fact, one of the things I guess I shouldn't pack. Two of the things I want to give this to Kalanji. So when he's out there on the front line, he can kind of do his thing. And if the small version don't work, I got a bigger version for him. So somebody let Kalanji know. I have this for him. Comes with a whole microphone, but so, and if anybody out there who's a acoustic guitar player, call me. I don't play acoustic guitar. A few people that I didn't know, I'm kind of like not in touch with them anymore. But if you play an acoustic guitar and you want a vintage acoustic guitar that was gifted to me, when was it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or the Grammy? It had to be Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because I think when the Grammy thing happened, it was COVID. So this was given to me. I keep it on the wall turn backwards because on the front of it, this is what the front of it looks like. So, yeah. Still in tune. All right. If you want it, I'll sign it, get it over to you. Whatever. Up. Look, just a fair, equal exchange of energy. All right. I don't want to put a price on it or whatever. I'm not. Yeah. And I'm sure y'all don't want an old ass DVD, VCR. No. Okay. I'm probably dating myself. But anyway. All right. So if I find some other things that I think some friends of mine might want, I'll take it out of some of these boxes. Anyway, so the subject today is a soldier story. All right, warriors in a garden. The garden that I'm talking about when we describe the warrior's garden, we're talking about the garden with inside of you. We're talking about you, the present you, speaking to the younger you, speaking to the 10-year-old you, the 15-year-old you. All right. So when we talk about a garden is where nutrients, flowers, herbs, spices, all of those things that replenish the body grows. This is why they called it the kinder, because it's tender, it's soft, it's innocent, the kinder garden. But I want to be able to speak to the younger you, the more innocent you, the one that's the you that's still growing. All right. Maybe if I sit a certain way, you won't be able to see. All right. That chaos back there. No, maybe. Yeah. Anyway. All right. He said, I'll take it. Hell yeah. We want an old ass VCR DVD player. You might not. Oh, this was in good shape. I'm glad you asked. Hold on. Matter of fact, it's a dual DVD player. And believe it or not, out there in the garage, I have an actual VCR. So I know I'm dating myself. Some people on here that was born in the 2000s probably don't even know what that is. But anyway, my phone number is 678-557-2919. Anyway, let's dive into the subject. All right, so the idea of a warrior in a garden, it's when you think of the term warrior, do not think of actually going to war. I think the Holy Quran talks about the idea of jihad, and jihad is the holy war. But let's not think external. Let's not think exoteric. Let's think esoteric. Let's not think outside the self, outside of you, not outside of your lived experience. So when you start talking about jihad, which is the holy war, it's the holy war against the self. Okay? The holy war against the self. All right? The holy war against the self. So let's think about that term. All right? So when we start talking about, we're hearing terms like soldier and warrior and this kind of thing. Let's not automatically go to, let's not automatically have the idea or the imprint of you with a gun or in battle, in some external battle somewhere. No, it's the struggle. Thank you very much. It's the struggle from within that we have to deal with. So with that in mind, let's please keep in mind. So when we talk about some of these things that I'm about to lay out, it's going to be real quick. Let's not think of anything outside of the self, because we're going to look inside of the self to solve some of the issues that's disturbing the self. And disturbance is not bad. You know, sometimes when your mom needed to wake you up, She might call your name, or might say it's time to get up. Or when you don't get up, she might shake you. So the disturbance is not bad because she just disturbed your sleep or your rest or whatever. So those kind of things are not bad. Any trials and tribulation that you might go through in your life is not a bad thing. Sometimes it's clearing the way for bigger, better things to happen, some other things to happen, or whatever. So don't look at it. Don't look at it in that negative kind of light. All right, if I could put it that way. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's take the first thing we might want to contemplate and deal with. The idea of mastering yourself, which should be at the top of your list. All right. Oh, I forgot to say the other thing first before we move into the first thing. This is going to be the first of the last 3 shows that I'm going to do on the masses on Black Power Media Reloaded for some time. So I'm not going to be on live for some time. So I had that conversation with Kalanji last night, I believe. Excuse my voice, it is jacked up. I think I'm getting sick. The weather keeps changing, so I might need to step out and get some water or whatever. But anyway, so this is the last 3 shows today, Monday, and then Wednesday, and then that's it. So I'll kind of pop on when Kalanji needs me to pop on, but other than that, I'm not going to be broadcasting live. So then when I do return, if I decide to return, I'm going to kind of do it in a different kind of way. So I think that's a good thing a lot of times. And when I say it's a good thing, I think it's a good thing to stop, pause, reflect, hit the reset button, simply because can I give it to you in warrior terms? Since we're talking about warriors in the garden. Retreat doesn't necessarily always mean defeat. Retreat doesn't mean defeat. Okay. Sometimes you need to kind of bring it all in, get quiet, hit the reset button, get replenished. And if you decide to come back out and do the things that, people know you to do, whether it's teaching or doing some classes, whatever, I'll do that. The classes that I've already set in motion, I'm going to follow through because I'm going to keep my word to the people. And I'm just not going to leave you hanging like that. I'm going to follow through on those things. But for the most part, I'm not going to be on. If I am, it's not going to be in this way, kind of me being in front of you like this. All right? Okay, cool. So now, the first thing that I think I wanted to talk about is the idea of mastering the self. I chose that simply because I think that should be the ultimate goal for everyone. Mastering the self. All right. Whichever path. Oh, give thanks. Yeah. Salute to you. The idea of mastering the self should, whatever path you're on, all right, you may be going down a path that not too many people even understand, but if it's for your best and higher good, I say by all means do that. But do it in such a way where you're doing it and you're sincere about what you're doing. Okay? All right. No one is the judge of that but you. All right? Okay. Okay, cool. So mastering the self, and in mastering the self, we have to be able to master and control the emotional side of the self. And when I say the emotional side of the self, that has everything to do with the full range of your emotion. And there's nothing wrong with being emotional. It depends on what you're being emotional about and how you conduct and channel that particular emotion. But we have to be able to understand that in order to master the self. Okay. All right. Embracing your solitude. Embracing your solitude. When I say retreat is not defeat, when we pull back and we pull everything in, as we pull in, we set up filters to filter everything out that's not going to speak to the best and the highest good. All right. So, time alone doesn't mean loneliness. All right. You being alone doesn't mean loneliness. So, yeah, we can be alone. You don't necessarily have to be lonely. I taught in my book, The Birth, that matter of fact, I had to push the date of the physical copies of the book back to probably March or April, but I am going to have them, inshallah. So being alone is not necessarily, you don't have to be lonely. So a lot of times, like I was about to say when I wrote in my book, The Birth, the mother sits alone under a tree and listens to the netters, which is nature, and pulls down and pulls in those notes that she needs to pull in order to understand the birthing song. It's another subject. All right. So solitude sometimes works. You're not punishing yourself. You're actually rewarding the self, because what you're doing is you're actually shutting out everything that may interrupt that vibratory frequency in order for you to tap into the God self. Because even when you tap into the God self, there is still a challenge there, because tapping into the God self is not an easy thing. You may run into, I'm thinking about trying to put some music behind me because it's sounding flat and dry. I don't know. Nope, let me not do that. Let me try this one. Oh, yeah. Anyway, if it works, hold on. That one's not working. This one's working. All of the distractions that's going to prevent you from tapping into the God self, all the layers of things, all the people, all the negative energy, the negative talk, all that thing are layers that I have to go actually travel through, hurdle over, get around, move out the way, check in some situations. Rid yourself of those things so you could have a clear path to the God self. All right. So when I use the term God, it's only because I'm speaking the English language. I could say the self, but in order for me to give you understanding of the higher aspect of you, I have to say the God self. I could say, and I should say, the God or the goddess self, because it's not masculine and it's not feminine. Then again, it is. Okay. Hope I'm not confusing you. Okay. So the solitude thing is not a foreign concept. All right. It's a place where you could go to build character, to build strength, to build and understand the deeper aspect of you, So that Kundalini energy, as it rises and it touches all of the chakras, by the time it gets to the crown chakra, you can understand you on a deeper level. I want to say deeper, but it's also, listen, we're using the English language, so this stuff is confusing. When I say deeper level, I mean a higher level. Okay, we got to go deeper in order to ascend higher. I'm not trying to confuse you. Let me slow down. Flowers. When you see the beautiful flowers, you plant the seed, which I'm doing right now. So the seed, when it opens up and it starts to germinate, it sends the shoot down deeper before it sends the flower and the shoot up. So it comes above ground now, and you see the beautiful flower. You got it? Okay. Don't want to sound too deep. Okay. But that place that you go to in solitude when you want to be alone and you need to be alone is the place where you go to build strength. This world will break you if you let it. When I say Warriors in a Garden, a soldier story, Professor Griff, as you saw, I am one of those individuals that have made it through. So then if you are in my presence, or we interact with one another, or we're in friendship or relationship or whatever, you're seeing a man who has bruises, bumps, and scars, but what you're seeing is the person that made it through. Now, do I need healing on bruises and scars that I might have? The internal ones, the ones you can't see, and then the ones you can see? Do I know all the formulas and that kind of thing to wrap the bruise or the scar or whatever? No, I don't. As I interact with you, will I learn certain aspects of myself and be able to check the self in order to tap into the higher self? Yeah. Do I need you for that? Yes. Every one of you that I've met, every one of you that I've had a relationship, whether I did music with you, or we were just friends, or we went through battle together, or whatever, I need that. And guess what? You probably need that. You probably need to say, well, Griff, talk to me. What's happening? In our friendship, you probably get those stories and you're like, wow, I didn't know that about you. Wow, no wonder you move that way. Now, if you condemn me in my growth and I'm not there yet, that's something you got to work on. I'm sorry. You got to work on that. Not me. No. Let me give it to you in another way. When I first started learning martial arts, and I would be, they would give me a kata to learn. And I'm learning the kata. All right. If I went back before the class and the teacher and did the kata and made a mistake, the teacher would make me start over and over and over until I get it right. All right. But the idea of getting it right does not have to please the teacher. It has to please you, not the rest of the students. Not that they're sitting back judging you or whatever. It has to please you. It has to feel right to you, because when you go back into battle, all right, the teacher's not going to be there. Idea and aspects of what the teacher taught you will be there in your head and in your heart, but you ultimately are going to be the one to go into battle. So I'm saying all that to say this: don't judge your brother because you see the open wounds and I've been hurt by something or beat up or whatever, mentally, or intellectually, or spiritually speaking, not physically beat up. You don't judge. Now, if you came a little closer and you said, wow, I see why you're wounded. Understanding the story, and the battle that I might explain to you, express to you, on how I got wounded may give you a deeper aspect on who I am. All right. Now, with that said, if I get to a place of peace, right? I don't think any of us should explain our peace. Blah, flautist music. We're all growing and you're helping us grow too. Give thanks. We should not explain our peace. When you meet me or I meet you, I don't want to center myself. When meeting you, I have to get those stories from you also. But the thing that gives us the peace, I don't want to have to keep explaining that to people. And if you have to explain that to people, then it's not for them to understand. I always tell people, you're meeting the better, more refined, more mature Griff. Me before, symbolically speaking, can I give it to you in symbols for a second? Can somebody give me a thumbs up or something? Something? Permission? Because I don't want to go into it if it's not necessary. Okay. The other Griff, physically. Oh, thank you very much for the thumbs up. Okay, I'll go into it then. The other Griff, physically. Had the sword out. All right? You saw it physically. All right? The other younger, radical, militant Griff, not to say that I'm not now, the other Griff that you saw having to navigate the public enemy thing while I was in the fold, having to deal with the internal situation and then the external situation, the esoteric and the exoteric situations. Y'all don't know what I had to go through, so y'all seeing how I was moving, you might judge how I was moving. And you say that's the totality of who that individual is. And I'm saying to you today, no, it's not. The Creator prepared me and put in me what I needed to navigate that. And guess who benefited from that? Not me, you, because I did it for you, not me. Did I get something out of it? Money? No. No, let me make that clear right now. No. Did I get a chance, which is the important thing, in that public enemy situation to see me, a different aspect of me? Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you, very transparent today. I started to become the person I didn't like. I started to become the demon that I was trying to destroy. If I could say it that way. Can I say it that way? Okay, yeah. All right, cool. So I said, let me get a tissue. Hold on. No, I have. Something had to give in that before that thing destroys you. That raising 5,000 black leaders, raising the vibratory pitch about thinking into the mind of God, all those things that we put out there as public enemy to reach the people, sometimes you can lose your way in it. All right? The younger Griff, the not so refined Griff, had to use a different sword, a more elegant, refined sword. Right? Nonetheless, I should have explained that this one has a slight curve to it. You can see that. Nonetheless, it's still a straight sword, they call it. In Japanese tradition, they have other traditional names for them. This is a straight sword also, but this is a more elegant one, and a different person who's a warrior may carry. And of course, y'all could already see the difference. All right, there's a difference, and I'm only giving it to you in symbols so I can touch. And the symbol sometimes will help you understand the deeper aspect, because I'm not really good with this English language. So a more refined, elegant warrior might carry this one. It's prettier, it's nicer, and they might even wear it for ceremonies and rituals. But nonetheless, the purpose for it is to cut heads. When I say cut heads, I don't mean the physical. Stop thinking physical. Stop thinking violent. Stop thinking, no, no, no. You ever heard the term, somebody might say to you, man, you out of your mind. Well, that's what I mean when I say cutting heads. All right? Cutting off the ego. Cutting off, it's about me. Always having to center yourself in situations. Never thinking of other people. All right? As I grew to become this person, and I'm not yet stopped growing yet, I'm still growing. I had to use a different sword. This is the one I actually had to go into battle with, because you can see this one's battered and bruised and broken up. And it's from a different tradition, the Chinese tradition. All right. And I can't demonstrate it right here because I've got boxes and all kind of stuff. All right, so this one, if I can show you, see how it moves? Let me show it to you on a horizontally. It's flexible. You see, it bends. See this one? It bends. All right. This is flexible. See how it moves? All right. It's flexible. All right. So there's a reason for that. You want the flexibility. I'm still on symbols now. I'm talking about the inner self, the growth, and how we have to move. The inner self, sometimes when you are the first sword, rigid, stiff, straight, you can easily be broken. So as you grow and you become more refined, all right, the stiffness has to go away. Now you have to become more flexible and more fluid in what you do. I mean, blah, 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 blah. That's cool. That's where you were, because that's where I was at. Fine, but the more you grow, and I'm only giving it to you in symbols, the more you grow, the more you have a tendency to want to be a little bit more flexible. All right. Okay. All right. I know I took the long way around, but bear with me. If you can bear with me. Bear with me. All right. Here we go. The idea now of where I am in this growth, and you understand what I'm saying? I've done different things to balance the self out. And the beautiful gift of music is one of the things I relied on. And just in short, I leaned on the project I was doing, the Warriors Tapestry. I mean, not the Warriors Tapestry, that's my book. The Warriors project I was doing, the Asafo Soul, and then I was moving on to the Asante Soul. And then in the meantime, I was doing the Soul Om, which was a beautiful thing for me because I needed that. Because I had to balance out this, who I am and how I move. Did you hear some things from me in the past that you like, damn, could he have said that a different way? Yeah, because you know what? I went today and heard some of those things, and I was like, wow, damn, I said that like that? And to be honest with you, don't fault me for this. I deleted 700 700 of my clips on Instagram. 700. 700. Because that was me then. I'm growing and having to go in now inwardly and reset. This is why I'm going off the air. I got 2 more shows that I'm obligated to do, Monday and Wednesday of next week, and that's it. I got to pull everything back in order for me to grow. It's almost like the plant, planting the seed, having to send the shoot down in order for the flower to grow, to come up. I can't do that among the people. I got to go inward. Anyway, I have to protect that peace. I have to protect that peace of mind. I have to protect that thing, that connection I have with the Creator in order to get that set of divine instruction. Let me move faster because I don't want to keep going. I'm gonna say this, and the people that will hear this, that need to hear this, will hear this. And I'm not saying it directly to you, but because I don't mean anything. I don't cause no drama. If you have to let people go, you have to let them go. The people that were meant to be in your life will see you where you are and be in your life. Yeah. You have to let people go without chasing them. Because if the people truly are who they say and who they say they are to you and what you mean to them, I'm not talking about well, I guess I am, but I'm not directing this towards anyone or people just in general. I don't want to mention no names. No, I can't mention names. If we were meant to make music, then we will make music. If it doesn't serve our best and highest good, then we won't. No love loss. We weren't meant to do it. If I can be mature enough in how I view things to see you in your growth, that needs to be reciprocated. If we were meant to write songs together, if we were meant to train together, my strike team, my soldiers, if we were meant to do what we do, then yeah, let's do it. If a few people fall off, yeah, I think it's our duty as friends to say, bruh, are you okay? If not, go to the aid. And that doesn't take much. Some of us guard ourselves so much. You guard yourself so much, so tight, you choke the life force out of yourself. If you are drowning and someone that you do not like throws you a life raft, are you that self-absorbed that you won't grab it to save your own life? This is not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed to anyone. It's not. Anyway. Okay. Where was I at? We have to protect that peace. Whatever that peace is, protect it. All right? Whatever that peace is, protect your I swear, these damn boxes are killing me. Hold on. Hold on. I turn all of the lights out and you can still see. Anyway, let me move in front of them. So, protect that peace. In order to protect that peace, I'm going to say some things right now. You might, 99% of y'all will disagree with me. But I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Let me see. Face the pain directly. Confront your pain directly. What confronts you may control you. I say you confront it, deal with the pain, all right? Because the pain may be the worst part of it. The more confusing aspect of it is then when the pain goes away, and notice when you get a cut or a bruise. The beautiful thing about how the healing process works, it's a beautiful thing because the scab comes up, and trust me, family, the scab looks ugly. It's dark. It looks like the earth cracked. You understand what I'm saying? I keep rubbing this arm because I was cut, got into one of those brawls. And when I was a lot younger, I still have the scar. No, it's kind of gone away. It's kind of gone away. But anyway, you know, someone went and broke a bottle and went to stab me. And then the natural thing I would do, if something's coming low, you would throw a down block, right? So when I threw the down block, the bottle, the sharp edges slit my arm open. And then now I'm coming back up to get on. I'm hit blocked that are coming, boom, coming back up to get on guard. By the time I got back on guard, I'm seeing my pants is dripping with blood. And so, but you just got to stay calm and stay focused, stay centered. Confront the pain. Because what you don't control will control you. All right? The pain will subside. The more confusing thing might happen is you might not understand that aspect of your growth. And you might say, why me? Why me? Why me? All right? It may be a beautiful thing at the end of the day. Okay. Your energy is your energy. It's no one else's energy. All right? Not anyone else's. You got to understand your energy and know how you have to move. You understand what I'm saying? And the one before this was when you have to let people go. The esoteric meaning to that, the deeper meaning to that is you have to let the self go, the negative self go. Let it go. A lot of us bask in our comfort, our negative comfort. Let the self go. Let the negative self go. And if someone, your friend, whomever, is explaining that to you, look, this doesn't feel good, then you have to bow out, humble yourself, be like, okay, all right, let's get to a point where it feels good for the both of us or all of us. But that will never happen unless it feels good to you. All right. Anyway, face pain directly. What you confront will control you if you avoid confronting it. If you avoid it, it's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to wait. And it's going to wait when you're at your weakest point, and then you'll see it again. Trust me, you'll see it again. Guard every yes. Every time you say yes, guard it. Guard it like your life depends on it. Why? Because in Islam, we are taught, and excuse me if I jack up the lesson, have you not learned that your word shall be bond regardless to whom or what? And the answer is what? Yes, my word is bond, and bond is life, and I'll give my life before my word shall fail. And I'm putting my life on the line for you. So if I say yes, are you going to be there, Griff? Yes. Then be there, because your word is bond. Don't say, oh, well, I know, but yeah. No, if your word is bond, your word is bond. Live up to that. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Every yes, you have to mean every yes and guard it, because now it's sacred. You know why? Because when people think of you, to be like, you know something, I can trust him. Because when he said he was going to come through, he came through every time. Did Griff say one thing in his entire life that benefited you? And if you never saw me again, would that be your only memory of me? Or would that be your best memory of me? If I gave you 100 positive things and you only remembered me, I gave you 99 positive things and the 100th thing is the negative thing. And will you remember the negative thing out of everything else I've given you? I've given black people my whole life. Yeah. Dr. King gave us his whole life. Malcolm. I'm not comparing myself to these men. I'm just saying. So come on. Wow. Last but not least, I think I'm the one that probably need to learn this last lesson. Emotions pass. They pass. Sometimes they pass a lot longer, but emotions pass. I felt that way last week. I don't feel that way today. Well, you made me feel a certain way, or this thing that you said, or this thing that you did, or whatever, or the text message that you sent me made me feel, or this thing that we have makes me feel. But the decisions we make are the things that's going to last a lifetime. So if I bump into you 10 years from now, I may be victim of the last thing I said prior to this one. Remember when I reached out? Remember when I wanted to talk? Remember when you bailed? Or you didn't answer the phone? Or you didn't do this? Or you didn't do that? And then even that has an expiration date. You can't keep putting it off on the next person. All right? So emotions they will pass. Decisions will last a lifetime. I made the decision to say and do certain things. I have to live with the decisions I have made. And I'm saying that so that you can say that for yourself. All right. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to talk about Monday and Tuesday. I'm probably going to have a guest on Monday. Wednesday, I'm going to talk about this idea of retreating. Doesn't mean defeat, but retreating. And I'm going to go over that song that I wrote in reference to the idea of rewinding, remembering, resolve. And we'll listen to the song. We'll talk about it, and we'll go over that thing. Any questions at all? And if anything that I've talked about? Any questions? I hope I didn't confuse you. I hope the symbology kind of stuck with you. I've been moving these beads along. Prayer beads, meditation beads, the different kind of beads. These beads may mean something different, and they do, than these. In different religions, in different traditions, you get certain beads. These are actually for sayings, certain sayings and certain things that you say to yourself. So each one you'll have a certain saying. And normally I would put a feather or a tassel right here so I'll know where I began. And I'll know where to end. All right. So I hope that's not a distraction. And a lot of these things are done for a reason. Anyway, any questions at all? I'll sit for a minute, only a minute. I have to get out of here. Thank y'all that are still on here listening. I hope I didn't bore you. I I don't know when I'm gonna see you again. So, any questions? No, no, anyone. Okay, you're right. Facts. Let the wisdom marinate for a minute um in case we don't grasp it right away. Oh, give that. I'm glad you said that. And someone else said, thank you. No, thank you. I give thanks always. Someone said, good advice. Someone says, where can I find that book that you made a long time ago dealing with symbols? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad you said that because it's going to let me know to mark that box because I packed it away already. Hold on. Wow. Hold on for a second. Let me answer that question. Wait, ready? All right. Symbology. This is the book you're talking about, Symbology. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm teaching a class this Sunday. If you would like to get into class, let me know. It's basically dealing with the esoteric and exoteric meaning of Christmas. And what I decided to do is not only deal with Christmas, but talk about a few other holidays, give you some references. Um, the class was supposed to be held Wednesday. I couldn't do it Wednesday. I have to do it Sunday. And to be honest with you, the amount of information that I send out is well worth the price tag that I put on the workshop. And the workshop is only $25. It's not a lot of money. But this is the book that you're talking about. Even in this book, I talk about Christmas and some of the other holidays and what the symbology of those particular holidays actually mean. As you can see right here, I'm talking about the serpent power, the Kundalini energy, Jacob's ladder. We kind of break down all those particular things so we can get a deeper understanding of those things. And I give references and I give PDFs and I get, yeah, so the book is filled, to be honest with you, with just valuable information. It took me, wow, almost a year to write this. Yeah. I've sat in a coffee shop for months and months and months and months and months in the DMV area in Tacoma Park. Yeah, I've sat on the edge of the bed. I've sat. Yeah, it took a while. Because that's not the only thing I was doing. These 300 pages here, yeah, it took a lot out of me as far as my life is concerned. Yeah, but anyway, any other questions? Is it on Amazon? Yes, it is on Amazon. Symbology by Professor Griff, which is the Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop Book 2. It's on Amazon. But you can get it from me directly. I can send it to you. Our number is 678 557 2919. Because you know Amazon gonna take 30 to 40% of that money. Yeah. Yes. So you can call me directly. I'll send you the link directly to me to get it. Any other questions? Anyone? Hold on. Frank, thank you very much. Frank the Cat Jr. Perfect. I will check it out. Okay. Can you give more information on this Sunday's class? Yes, Amy Essence. Yes. So Amy, what I did was, rather than talk about Christmas, I put together about 5 PDFs and about another 5 links where we go into the workshop in the class, and then I explain and break the things down, and then I give you the reference material so you can continue. Because Amy, if this is the Amy that I think I'm speaking with, you have grandchildren. You're going to be able to speak above and beyond Professor Griff, because now you have to learn those things in order to teach your grandchildren. All right. So the reference material is important. All right. I'm not going to come on Sunday and razzle and dazzle you with how much I think I know. I'm going to center everyone else that takes the class or the workshop. All right. I know the material. I'm not in my life where I'm setting up Christmas trees and spending thousands of dollars on friends and family for these unholy days. And they are unholy. Holy is something that has not been mixed, diluted, or tampered with. If you look at why you're even spending money this time of year in reference to this madness, I don't even understand. And you claim to be deep in your religion or whatever you study or practice. I don't understand it. But then again, I do. Because everyone's not there yet. And I'm not going to sit there and contradict everything I just gave y'all by saying, I don't understand. I do. We're not there yet. Okay. Anyone else? I hope that answered your question, Amy. What I'll do is, what's today? Friday. I think I can come back on a little bit later on. In order to explain it deeper and give like a real life example. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Can I give us an example now, Amy? Is that cool with everyone? Can I take the next 2 minutes and give a real life? Somebody give me the thumbs up, because I've already said I'm not going to be on here long, and I'm already on here for an hour. Someone say yes, nay, maybe, because I'll just do it a little bit later on. Okay. I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 thumbs up. Okay, real quick. All right, so the people that are on YouTube, you probably won't see this, but matter of fact, let me do it to the point where you can see it, because it's on my other computer. Airdrop it, right? Let me airdrop it to my here. All right, so now, let me take it and put it here, right? Let me see if I can pull it up. I got you on IG. If you're on IG, I got you. If you're not on IG, I'm trying to make sure the people on YouTube and Facebook see it. Share my screen. Windows. Hold on. Entire screen. Nope. Nope. Let me try it one more time, everyone that's on YouTube. 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to try it one more time. I think it'll work this time. I'm going to airdrop it to myself, right? While I'm doing that, everyone on IG can look at what I'm doing. All right, so you can airdrop it to myself, right? So if I airdrop it to myself and I go here to share my screen, right? Go to Windows, open the windows, right? And then find the thing that I shared. Can everyone on IG and Facebook see that? So everyone should be seeing the same thing. So when I go into the whole idea of the Christ figure in the class this Sunday, I'm going to talk about Christ being a title and not someone's name. So when you say Jesus Christ, we're not talking about the overall figure that was given to you. Hold on. And plagiarized in all this other stuff that you might be seeing. Hold on. I'm not sure if you're seeing it. Hold on. This is what I'm showing everyone. Hold on. I don't know why this thing is giving me a hard time. All right. I can't seem to get it to y'all. I'll have to show y'all in a different kind of way. Everybody on YouTube. Let me stop sharing the screen. Here it is right here. I'm clicking it, but it's not happening. Anyway, for everyone else, and maybe the people on YouTube and Facebook, maybe we weren't meant to see it right now. I don't know. Anyway, hold on. Let me do that. All right. Anyway, so this idea of the claustrum is actually Santa Claus. So the claustrum starts off in the brain, and that fluid that comes down the chakras comes down and taps your energy centers. There's medical terms for this, which I'll use on Sunday, but for right now, the claustrum is that fluid that comes down, all right, and it taps the chakras, all right, and it activates a certain part of you as an individual, as a soul spirited entity, all right, but it happens and it taps the chakras. All right, this is where you get the medical symbol from, as you can see right here. But if the pineal and the pituitary gland is involved in this whole idea of what this is supposed to represent, then it's a lot more important than we think. All right, so I have to get a little bit closer so you can see the claustrum. All right, and if it starts here in the brain and it works its way down, as you can see here, all right, this is where they get the whole concept of the Santa Claus. All right, let me give it to you in another slide, which I'm going to go over it. Is it? Hold on. Can you see the vertebrate now? All right, and how this thing ties in, how they tied Jesus into it, because there's 33 vertebrates, which is actually Jacob's ladder. Jesus dying at 33. The Masonic order, you're not allowed to go above 33, and then the Eastern Star thing is tied into this whole thing and limiting people's knowledge. All right, keeping you at a dead level. But when we start talking about the pineal gland, all right, we could go into it a lot deeper when we go into the whole numerology. Jesus dying at 33. The 33 is significant, simply because when we start talking about the vertebrate, a lot of people that are out there listening to me right now already know this. All right. To some people, this is not new. But we're going to talk about the idea, what is the throne of God, because God doesn't exist outside of the self. All right. That's why we have to tap into the self in order to solve the individual problems. All right. So when we start breaking down that deeper science, all right, there's going to be a lot more examples, different clips, other people explaining it in a different way. And of course, and if you want right now to dive into that deeper, if you're in front of a computer or you have your phone in your hand, go to Google. And I think Jim Carrey, go to YouTube or even Google and put in Jim Carrey talks about the claustrum or the Santa Claus or the Christ oil. All right. It'll probably come up if you put in claustrum. Claustrum is spelled C-L-A-U-S-T-R-U-M. Jim Carrey, the comedian, the actor. All right. All right. So that's one of the examples. Of course, I'm not going to rush through it. One Sunday, I'm going to break it down. If you want to participate in the class, you have my phone number. It's 678-557-2919. 678-557-2919. Send me a text. I'll send you the link. You can sign up and or hold on. Let me see if I have the logo. I mean the flyer. Do I? I don't think I do. All right. Don't think I have the flyer. It's probably on my tablet. Anyway, I'll post the flyer up on my Facebook page and I'll send it back out on Instagram. All right. All right. Love, family. All right. Hopefully you got something out of this brief talk. And I hope you gave me a pass on my crappy, junky, messy background. All right. Love this, Professor Griff. I love y'all to life. All right. All right. Peace. Revolution is not an event. It's a process. All right. Okay. Peace. Everybody on IG. Hold on one second. Let me close this thing out on YouTube.